I'm going to drill some holes through at an angle, so when this piece of wood goes on here, I'll put screws in an angle and screw into this, and I'll clamp it to begin with and put some glue on it. That way I'll hold it nice and sturdy. I'm also going to do holes also the other direction and screw it to the shelf unit as well, but for right now I'm just going to do the front. I'm going to start straight to get a hole started, and then I'm going to angle over so I come out the bottom here. Doing it straight is just so I can get a hole started. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put a 3/8" spade bit in here to make a countersink for the screw head to go in a little bit. Show you what that looks like. So now when the screw goes through this hole, well, I'm going to have to make it a little bit bigger. Let me go ahead and get a screwdriver and put it through. I don't know if I can use it that long, but it'll go through like that and go into the other piece of wood. I'm also going to have to drill a smaller hole in the other piece of wood so that it doesn't split out. So I'll drill another smaller hole with this in place. I've gone ahead and put these two pieces of wood in a clamp before I'm going to drill this hole. And this is just the pilot hole for the screw. Whoops, it wasn't tight in the drill. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and take it apart and put some glue in here, and then re-clamp it back up and put the screws in. I'll come back in a moment. Okay, I'm going to put a little glue on the end here. Not very much, just enough to give it a coat of glue. I really don't want it coming out the sides. I'm going to put this together. I'm going to hold the edge back by about 1/4 inch. I've got this preset at 1/4 inch so I can get the correct depth, and that looks pretty good. tighten that down. And go ahead and put those screws in. One. There's two. I'll show you what that looks like. The screws are recessed back in there now. So I'm going to let this dry, and I'll go ahead in the meantime and do the other side too, and then come back. This is set up about like what it'll look like when it's up at the ceiling. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this aluminum channel, and I've cut two other pieces of oak here, and they're going to be screwed on here, and this channel is going to go like this, and basically what's going to happen is the channel is going to be screwed up against the ceiling, and this whole assembly, the whole shelf, will end up sliding into this channel to hold it up, and I'll put a hole in the side to lock it in place. So the next thing I'm going to do is drill some holes in these two pieces of oak here and attach them to the sides so that the channel can attach. I'm set up with my little drill press here. I'm going to drill the holes through this stick. Okay, I'll change bits and countersink these so the head will sit flush. Again, I'm just going to use this spade bit as a countersink tool. Before I go any further, I want to see how this fits, so I know if I'm drilling at the right depth. Maybe just slightly deeper. Okay, next is to attach it to those two pieces. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this. I'll use this as a guide, and I want to have this positioned so that this aluminum is just beyond this edge here, so it sticks up a little bit higher. That way when I put it up in the ceiling and slide it on there, it won't quite touch the ceiling, or it'll be a tight fit. I don't want to get up there and not be able to put it on. So I think what I'll do before I put it in position is I'm going to put a little glue on the back side. Very small amount. And use a smaller piece as a guide. I'm just going to kind of do it by feel here, and then I'm going to clamp it in place. Okay, that feels fairly decent. This might be a little low on this end. I'm going to reposition it slightly. Yeah, so that'll hang down maybe a 32nd of an inch, so you can just see the edge of the silver here as you look over the edge of that. Okay, the next thing I'll do is I'll go ahead and while this is drying, I'll go ahead and drill a pilot hole for the screws that'll go in here.